Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and I just got back from a fabulous weekend. We went to the Stamp and Scrap Expo in Mesa, Arizona, and my best friend Amber and I go every year, and we stayed Thursday through Sunday, and I got 36 layouts done. So I thought I'd do a quick layout share. So they're kind of in order of how I did them. So this is the first one. Let me see if I can, there we go. So this is the first one, and it is done with Fancy Pants Everyday Circus. And it's just a picture of me and my friend when we went to the rodeo. So most everything on here is from that. I know these are Heidi Swap, little enamel stars, and the flowers and the brads were just from my stash. That's the first one. The second one is also from the rodeo and also done with the Everyday Circus collection. And there's a couple of other things on here. This 5 is from C'est La Vie. This Crazy is an Amy Tan. This handcrafted ticket is from C'est La Vie as well. These are from, I'm not sure, I think some October afternoon. So that's that one. And then I did a layout of my goddaughter's wedding. Again, the hello here is from the C'est La Vie collection. And I want to say the paper is a crepe paper something. DIY maybe. And this is a wood frame, also from the same collection. And then I just added some tulle and sewed it down. So super quick, super easy. And then the companion page is a picture of my husband and I at the wedding, and then my friend Tiffany and I at the wedding. And I just pieced together 3 pieces of paper, sewed them, and then added a tiny bit of tulle behind just as a layer. And I love how that turned out. I think that the 2 is a good combination. And then this one was a fun one. It's a little wild and crazy, a little bit different than some of my other ones. This is just one of the thin papers from Joann's, but I think that it is a pink paisley piece, but just made for Joann's. And the 2 pictures are when we went mini golfing with some friends, and both the kids ended up with a hole-in-one. So this is from Cool Kid. These are some just Jolie little pinwheels. There's some Amy Tan. This is Amy Tan. These, the feather, the happy, those are all from an Amy Tan die cut pack. The next one I did was first day of school, and I love this Dear Lizzie, don't grow up, it's a trap. I love that saying, so I thought it was perfect for these pictures. So I have a picture of my kids from when my daughter started kindergarten, so my son was in 4th grade, and then I put it next to a picture of the kids this year, which are 3rd and 7th grade, to kind of see how they were growing up. And then as far as embellishment goes, I think these are all Chamel, and then I'm not sure where these are from. I did make a few process videos this weekend, so we'll have to see how they turned out to see if I'll post any of them. So this will be the companion page, and it was totally inspired by Arit Landgraf. And I really enjoy most things centered. So if I have, I like my pictures to be touching and my layers to be touching. So this is kind of out of the box for me, having one on this side and one on this side. And I love how it turned out. I think I even did it again this weekend. So I just used some Chamel items. These paper clips are from Simple Stories. The background paper is also Chamel. And then I gessoed the paper and did a couple different color mists with the packaging technique and some splatters. So this is 4th of July, and my son's baseball team was in the parade because they won the district. So they marched in the parade and they handed out candy and baseball cards. It was really cute. And then my daughter obviously was just watching the parade with me. So the background papers are from, they're a crepe paper line. I think it's DIY. And then these stickers are super old, but I finished them off. They're done. And then I got this K & Company packet for $1 at convention, and it had this red, white, and blue, and these little stars, the Home of the Brave, memories. So that is all from that packet. And then this is the companion page to go with it. We had a big fire this year, so there was no fireworks. So we just went to a barbecue at some friend's house. And so this is a picture of my husband and I just sitting on their porch. And so I did some hand stitching on this layout, which I haven't done in a million years. And this USA is from that same K & Company packet. So love the layering on that one. Love the hand stitching. It's totally worth it. I definitely need to do some more of that. So this page is of, I was trying to get my daughter to take a picture with me when we were at a baseball game. And so I have all these crazy pictures of me trying to get her to smile and look at me. And I'm not a big fan of how this one turned out. It's very simple, and but I really loved this background paper. And I had an old piece of cardstock that had some stitching on it, so I put that on there. Couple of these pieces are from Flower Girl, and then this sticker and this die cut are from a Chamel line. And the Hey Girl is from Cute Girl, Crepe Paper Cute Girl. So don't totally love it, but I like that the story is down, and I like the page that goes next to it better. So this is the page that goes next to it. This is obviously when I finally got her to take a picture. We did a super funny picture, and my husband decided to photobomb it, which I think is great. It's always good to get extra. So as far as the paper goes, this is an old My Mind's Eye. I just did some layering with some of my scraps. I used some of the Chamel stickers and ephemera. This is like an acetate piece, flower from my stash, a diamond paper clip. And the reason I put that on there is because we were at a baseball game and there's baseball diamonds, and so I thought that was appropriate. And so there's also a puffy diamond down here, and that is from Flower Girl. And then the Cute Girl just like enamel type heart there. So this is also from the game, but a little bit different. So this is another one of those super old pieces. I think it's from like 2006, super old. And it already had stitching on it. So basically all I did with this one was just take this piece of paper from Joann's, but I know it is American Crafts, but I'm not sure where it came from. And just did the same shape as the stitching. And then I added a doily, an acetate piece, framed my photo with just one piece of paper, popped it up, and then did my title as hashtag Find Little Day, just did the date. I did use up these hearts from Dear Lizzie this weekend, and this feather is actually something that I made. It's made with hot glue, and you just put it in a mold and then you have a cool embellishment. So the next one also is kind of like that same idea of when I did the kids at school, except for this one is about our spoiled little puppy Pepper. And so I did 2 photos, one on each side, added a doily, titled it with some thickers. These fabric flowers are from Jolie, I believe. And then just a couple enamel dots, and these hearts I got at convention. I got a ton of them for $1. And added another Simple Stories bobby pin. This one is probably one of my favorites. So I just took some of the paper and fringed it, and I fringed all 3. Obviously it's been sitting, and I did some packaging technique with some Heidi Swap patina, and then just did some layering, added some tissue paper, a tag. This is actually a frame under here. This was one of the stickers from Chamel, but it was clear, so when I put it on you couldn't really see it, so I backed it in some white cardstock and then applied it there. There's another one of those bobby pins, which I love, and then a little, I did 2 feather paper clips and some cork hearts. So tiny word stickers, and that's what my bed looked like when my husband went away. So this next one is totally different for me. So there's a couple of people in the Facebook groups that I am with that's always talking about frames. What do you do with frames? And I didn't have a ton, but I had just bought these, and I wanted to do a picture of our eclipse, but obviously here in Arizona we didn't get much of anything, and ours was covered with clouds. But so I took the paper that I had previously stenciled and sprayed mist on, and so I dumped out these frames, and they kind of landed a little bit like this, and I was like, that's what I'm going to do with them. So I just arranged them, and all I added was some of these, they're not acrylic, I don't know what they're called. So these flowers, and then some wood veneers and some enamel dots, and backed it on this pretty paper, and I was done. So that one was super fun. Good way to use up from some frames, which I ended up buying a ton more. So this may be coming up in another layout as well. So this one is just super simple. I did some packaging technique, did some layering, and it's just a picture of my husband and I and my daughter, and we did Mary Kay charcoal masks at home, so that was pretty fun, and he was super good and allowed me to take his picture. So had to document that because that's super fun. So this one, I was actually watching a YouTube video and I don't remember who it was. And I loved how she had taken the doily and she had cut it in half and she put one on the top and one on the bottom. And these are actually my leftovers from the one that I did with our puppy. And these are 2 pictures of my kids at Wolf Creek Falls here in Prescott after some of monsoon weather. And just some simpling layering technique, and then some core cards and a couple other embellishments. And I think these are from Hobby Lobby. And then a tag, and I actually journaled on it, so point for me. Now, the next 2 are from a class we took at convention. It was a mixed media class. It was super cool. And so we made the backgrounds in class with some stencils and some paints. It was super cool. Let's see if I can find the paint for you. So we did the stencils, and she just said, do it kind of however you wanted. She had everything that we possibly could need, and she had an example of kind of how she had done hers, but she said you don't need to use the same stencils, you don't need to use any of that. So these are the paints. Art Anthology. They're sorbets. They're super cool. Very cool. So I bought several of those at convention, so I'll be using that some more. So I just like how this one turned out, and she used watercolor paper. So that's what this is. And then she had cut them down to 11 by 11. So I had to find something to back them in. And this is the other one we did in class. So we just did some stenciling with the paints, with some texture paste, with just some mists. And then in her example, she had painted on like some dictionary paper, but for some reason our packet didn't come with it. So she busted out this cool scripty font stamp, and I love the way it looks. I couldn't find one though. So unfortunately I couldn't get it done. And then this is like gauze, which I love the texture, but being a nurse, I think it's a little funny, but I might need to bring some gauze home and put it on a scrapbook page when I scrapbook when my daughter got stitches though. I thought that was a good idea. So we also ordered from scrapbook.com because they have a warehouse in Mesa, and we went and picked up some stuff. So I got the Summer Lights collection to do our vacation to California this year. So the next couple, that is pretty much like everything on here is all Summer Lights. The cut apart sheet, the 6x6 pad, I got the chipboard stickers and the sticker sheet. So that was a super fun collection. I used the entire ephemera pack. I totally killed that. So this is another one. The background paper is Summer Lights. I did some gesso and some packaging technique, and then layered it up and added the embellishments from Summer Lights. So the next one, so this is an old paper I had. You can't really see it very much, but so I had this wood veneer that said hello, and I decided before I painted it or put it on a scrapbook page that I was going to use it as a stencil. So I've had this piece of paper in my stash for probably a year. And so I finally busted it out. And so the title of this one is Hello Summer. The background paper is from Polka Dot Party, but everything else is from Summer Lights. And so when we were there, we stayed at this hotel and they had this mermaid blow up toy. And I was like, oh, I have to get a bunch of pictures because I am getting this collection and there's all these mermaids. And so I loved that. So I just did some gesso. I did 3 different colors. I did the purple and the yellow and a pink, and just took a ton of the ephemera and the stickers and the chipboard and scattered it all around. I did stitch a circle. So it's my first circle stitching, first time attempting to do anything, and I love how it turned out. So I'm definitely going to have to try that again. Now, the other collection that I bought at convention this year was Simple Stories Summer Vibes. And so the next couple are all that. So everything here is from that collection. It came with a pack of frames, so I definitely was using those. And I love that this is like a huge title. Like, I don't usually do that. I see them and I was like, oh, I don't know, but love it, love it. So that's that one. And then there's this one, just some layering and a journaling tag and some splatters, which looks like they smeared all over, but super simple, but love the effect. And then while we were at dinner, we were looking on Pinterest to see if we could get some any inspiration, and I saw something similar to this, but it was all together and then it had one picture. But I decided I was going to do this kind of layout. So then instead of doing all cut aparts and 2 pictures, I grabbed 3 of the frames, I grabbed some sequins, and then so I put vellum on the back of the frame, put the sequins in, and then glued the frame on top of it. So you have a shaker pocket in each row, a picture in the bottom 2, and then I cut all of the cards down to 3 by 3. So a little different. I love it though. So this one is a little more of the summer lights. And it's just a real simple one. It's my husband and my daughter racing. I'm gonna have to glue that down. Racing out of the water, and you see my son in the background just hanging out. So super simple. I'm not sure that I love all this white space, but I feel like it's a little naked. So the next one is also a Pinterest inspiration. They had these little 2 by 2 squares, and then they did have one that was off kilter, and they had a tag here. So I have a little tag and a banner instead, and I added a doily, and then I sewed down all of my squares. I sewed them horizontal and vertical. So I do like how this one turned out, even though there's still all that white space. I do love it. So the next couple are after our class, because then I bought all that fun paint, and I think this is probably one of my favorites that I did, which is crazy because there is no pattern paper on there, and I am addicted to pattern paper. So it's basically just painted 2 of the different colors. One is called Mermaid Lagoon, and the other one is called Cayman. And then this is from Summer Lights, and these chipboard pieces are from Crepe Paper Poolside. And that's it, and I love it. So the next one, similar, but I used the gold. I added a doily, 2 4 by 6 pictures. The chipboard is also from Crepe Paper Poolside. The rest of the ephemera is from the Summer Lights. And this is an old paper. I think this paper is from like 2012. This one, I have no idea where this paper came from, but again, not really a lot of pattern paper, which is not like me, just the background paper and then the borders on the top and the bottom. I painted a square in the background, and then I gooped up some of that gold, and so it gives a ton of texture. And then all of these embellishments are from crepe paper poolside, and there is some tissue paper behind that in pretty much the same color. And that is just me hanging out on the beach. So it would not be a Barrett vacation if we didn't get ice cream. So we always get ice cream everywhere we go. Kids love ice cream. My husband loves ice cream. I like ice cream. So this is at a cute little ice cream place down on Oceanside, and all of the paper is from the Summer Lights. This is actually the branding strip from the paper, so I just added it to the bottom. And then I looked for all of the stickers that were ice cream and popsicles and saying chillin' and summer, and so added some tissue paper, and that one was done. Did that one this morning, super quick. So we also went to the Mission in Oceanside, which if you ever get there, it's super cool. And so this is the inside of the church and some of the memorabilia they have there, and the kids in front of the Mission. And all of this is from that Simple Stories collection, the Summer Vibes. And this is our selfie in front of the Mission, again, busting out more of those frames. Loving that. So that's that. And then the last scrapbook page I did was this one with me and my daughter, and we were playing with filters on my new phone while we were waiting to go have breakfast. And I'm sorry that you can't really see some of the ephemera and stuff from the Summer Lights because of the holographic, but I'm sure you all have seen it. So just did my normal layering technique, tons and tons of papers, let the rest of the ephemera vomit on the page, and I love it. So that is the last page that I made. I did take one other class with my friend Kristen, and we took a Bible journaling class, and it was awesome. And this was the page that we made, and it's basically just a stamp set, and we did the outline in black, and then we used Tim Holtz Distress inks and a little bit of water, and this is the Distress markers, and I love it. So I'm actually going to cut this and use it as an insert in my Bible, since they didn't want us to bring our Bibles to class. So that is everything from my weekend. I hope you all had a great weekend, and if any of you were at convention, leave me a comment and let me know what classes you took and what some of your favorite things that you bought there were. I'd love to hear it. So I will see you with some process videos next time. Bye!